Welcome. Thanks for joining me, Debs Cooper, Global Stressologist. Today to talk about how to negotiate without losing yourself. Oh, this has been one that has just been an interesting week for me. I'm going to share a couple of stories that I've gone through, and it's really brought me to how I feel like I'm losing myself in some ways, and others not so much. So I trust that today resonates with you. Thank you for joining me. I would love to know if you're here live or if you're here on a replay. That would be super fabulous. And I'm going to ask you at the end if you can let me know what's your favorite tip. I'm just going to tell you that now because I may forget when it comes to the end. So make sure we've got everything going. Woohoo! So, how to negotiate without losing yourself. When I think about this, negotiations can be exhausting. They can be exhausting. You feel like you're going one way, you're going the other, you're just going backwards and forwards, and you feel like there's no movement in anything, no one's shifting, and it just becomes a battle of the wills, really. Who's got the most stamina? Hi, Joy. Ooh, all the way from America. Fabulous, fabulous. It's our lovely Disneyland genius over there. Thanks for joining. When I think about negotiation, you actually start feeling sick. And when I talk about sick, it's that physical and can get to you emotionally that you're just waiting on something to happen. When you're like, what are they going to do? What's coming around the corner? If I do this, does it mean it's going to impact other people? Wherever that is. And it really makes you feel icky inside, which is the nicest way of putting it. I'm clearly saying the nicest way. So grab your note-taking device, if it's a pen or pencil, or type it into your notes, whatever it is. I'm going to crack on here. So number one is set your intention. If you don't know what you're negotiating or what you want or what you desire or what you deserve or any of those, if you don't set your intention, how can the universe, the people, whatever you want to call it, everyone around you, how do they actually know what you want? So this week, I've noticed a fireplace. We've had our fireplace and it hasn't even been a year. Or we've had it a year, but it hasn't been used clearly because we're in winter now. So it's been used maybe 6 months. And I noticed that our fireplace is starting to peel, the flue on the fireplace. So that's interesting. That's all right. So I reached out to the people, and a week later, I still hadn't heard anything. I was like, that's a bit odd. So I reached out to them again and said, hey, you know, how are you going with this? And they came back and they said, oh, we're really sorry this has happened. It's not happened with anyone else. We'll give you some paint and a scraper, and you can scrape it off and you can repaint it. Now, if anyone's watching who knows me, they would have laughed hysterically at that, because the whole thought of me scraping off a chimney or a flue inside my house and painting it's just a no-brainer. It's never going to happen. So I started laughing to the lady. It's like, you've got to be joking, was my initial response. I did calm down after that. But my response was that because I was like, there is no way I'm going to have me scrape the flue and paint it. Now, all I visualized was the worst case scenario. I'm going to get covered in soot. Now, if anybody knows me, they know, like I've said, it's not my jam. It's definitely not my jam. So the whole thought of scraping, for a start, my arms would get sore. For a start, it would go everywhere. If I even did paint, it's liable to be the wrong colour paint, even if they said it's going to be the right colour paint. I just went into the worst case scenario. You could see drips. I was like, there is no way. There is no way. Now, not once did she actually offer that she could have someone come out and paint it, which could have been a solution. Still wasn't the solution I was going for. And then she said to me, what would you like? And I said, well, instantly I thought about it, and I already thought about it. I said, replacement, full replacement. Thank you. And she went, oh, I didn't even think about that. Now, right there and then, we were left and right. There was nothing in between of where we were. That negotiation was just, there is no way she was thinking, hadn't even thought about a full replacement. She just thought, we'll scrape it off and do this. I was like, there's no way you're going to get me to scrape anything off and paint it. So we were worlds apart on our negotiation, worlds and worlds and worlds apart. And she said, I hadn't even thought about that. Let me come back to you. So at that, I said, great, thank you very much, hung up. And then I started thinking, okay, so what's an in-between? Because there's no way we're going to do this. The thing is, maybe they're going to maybe somebody can come and do that. Yep, but is it still going to be faulty? Is it going to work? Is it actually underneath? Like, I don't know anything about chimneys, flues, clearly. So what's the best one here? So I went, no, I'm pretty firm on that full replacement. She sent me an email. She said, can you fill in this form and tell us exactly what's happened? So I took the photos, filled the form in, sent it back. And not once have we talked about anything. And then within an hour, she came back. She said, we're going to send somebody out to replace and give you a brand new flue. Now, that has probably got to be the easiest negotiation ever. But it started with me going, I want left, she wants to turn right. There is no in between. There is no in between that we can even go, Nick, your scenario, gaily forward. There is no way, because we were so far in between, there was no way there's going to be anything in the middle. But when I actually told her what I wanted, she goes, I didn't even think about that. So it actually shows you when you set your intention of what you're looking for, then people actually respond. She said, I hadn't even thought about that. Now, she hadn't even gone to the supplier to ask. She just said, oh, we can just fix it with this. That wasn't even in my equation of that. So when you're setting your intention, get clear on what you desire. Get really clear on what you desire. The next one is ego versus humble. When you are ego-driven, you're up here, you're swinging your winger around, you're all of this, you're all of this, all of this. But when you're humble, you're actually in your heart. So when you set your intention, are you ego-driven or humble-driven? So there's a difference. So when you're ego-driven, you're often holding on to a past story that's hurt you, and I'm going to prove this wrong, and I'm going to do this. And for me, I could have gone, well, you know what? Your company's done this all the time to me, and I'm just going to go all the way. I'm going to go for gold, and that's it. That's the only way, and there's going to be no negotiation. It's just going to be totally solid in that. So be aware of, are you ego-driven? Is it a past story? Or is it actually humble-driven to go, okay, well, let's find the best solution for what it is with the least amount of chaos in our world right now. I will let you know how they go when they do replace it. The next one I'm going to give you is be flexible. And the reason I say be flexible is because it's about moving the goalposts. It's okay to move the goalposts. If it feels right for you, if it feels right for the other person, it's all about you though, by the way, allaboutme.com. When I found out I was pregnant, I was 26, 25, 26, 27. I actually don't know. I probably could do the statistics, but I was young. Let's just say I was young. And at that young age, I then went, this is not what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for a pregnancy to immobilize me, was my thought process. I was trying to word that one. And so the lady, when I went to talk to somebody, a professional about it, she said, you know you can move the goalposts. And I went, what do you mean? I hadn't even thought about that you can get pregnant now and all those other things you want can be after the child. I was like, can I? I hadn't even thought. I was so solid in my formation in my mind that this is the only way it's going to be forever. There was no other thought process for that. So be flexible. You can move the goalposts if and when you want. And it's really important to know that, because that was actually the big kahuna in me choosing what I was going to do in my world at that time. So it's really important. And that was just the one thing she said that really stuck and allowed me to make that decision. So you can move the goalposts at any time that feels right for you. The other one is no. No. It doesn't matter how you say it. You can say no at any time. And this is your life. You know how I said earlier, allaboutme.com? It's going up. Action needed. Don't know what that means. As long as you can still see me. You can move the goalposts anytime. And you can also say no. No, this doesn't work for me. No. So it's okay to think about others in your decision, but it's actually ultimately your decision in the end to give you the best result that you want. If you don't do what's right for you, then you're going to bring in shame, guilt, a whole lot of emotion that's just going to destroy your little soul. So the key is with people, if they can't accept your decision, are they your people? And I'm also talking about family. I'm very blessed to have a fabulous family who are connected. But if I had people in my family who were causing conflict or anything and I said no and they didn't like that, that's not for me to fix. That's not my stuff. It's not my monkey, not my circus. That's for them. Because what's important to me is important to me. And if I do everything for my family, I'm not going to be able to live in my soul. Just as well my family are actually in alignment with me. Thanks, mum, dad, sister, and all my cousins. Because this is a really tough one when it comes to family, but you can say no. So if they don't accept your decision, are they your people? Even if family, you can still put them in a space of love and love and love, but not actually agree with anything they say. The other one is one of my little favorites. I'm just pulling it up here. Is we know this one. And this is the 4 agreements from Don. And I'm going to say, don't take anything personally. This is it. This is actually, I just pulled a beautiful card, one of his beautiful cards here, and this is don't take anything personally. Refuse to eat emotional poison. What a beautiful way of reframing that. Refuse to eat emotional poison. Taking things personally makes you prey for predators. They can hook your attention with one little option and feed you whatever poison they want. Refuse to eat the poison. Don't take anything personally. You don't know what you're dealing with their emotions. It's a great one. Just like, I have these little cards. They're pretty cool cards. You can get the book. You can go online and have a look at it. But don't take anything personally. You don't know what's going on in their world. Leave it for them to deal with. Now, there's 3 things I talk about all in one concession. Constantly. Seen, heard, and acknowledged. We all want to be seen. We all want to be heard. And we all want to be acknowledged. If you can see, hear, and acknowledge people, you don't have to agree. If you can see, hear, and acknowledge people, they will see, hear, and acknowledge you. This is what it's about in negotiation. If you're going for something, if she hadn't heard me, whatever arm I was at, if she hadn't heard me, then I wouldn't be seen, heard, or acknowledged. She literally just went seen, heard, and acknowledged. She didn't have to agree with me. She went to do the negotiations with somebody else. That was it, done. I could see, hear, and acknowledge hers. My acknowledgement was, you've got to be bloody joking. Okay, I understand that. Seen, heard, and acknowledged is a great one when you're communicating with people, because we like to feel it and they like to feel it as well. The other one is love in your heart. And when I think about love in your heart, this isn't about offending them. This is actually having love in your heart, and which gives to their heart. So hear from the heart, speak from the heart, feel from the heart, live in the heart, make all your decisions in the heart, because then you're actually not going to offend them. When you speak from the heart, when you feel from the heart, you actually are sitting in your heart, and that is what's given out to them. That's part of that seen, heard, acknowledged, is feel that love in your heart. The other one is self-worth. And when I talk about self-worth, there's your self-worth and their self-worth. They may be so firm on something for you, and you may be worlds apart, painting the flue chimney compared to actually replacing the whole thing. So my self-worth went, I'm not going to be happy if every time I look at that chimney and it's actually not right, or it's been repainted, or I can see something, I'm going to think like that. So my self-worth went, no, I'm worthy of a brand new chimney flue. I don't know what the difference is between a chimney and a flue. Flue maybe is the end. I don't know. You know, bet you there's somebody on here who knows, and you're probably rolling your eyes, and that's okay. I'll stay in my zone of genius. So her self-worth was, I know how to fix this. So be aware of your self-worth. I'm certain on what I would like. She was certain on what she was like, but she actually wasn't until she checked with somebody else. So be aware of your self-worth, because you can only put up with so much. Which takes me to the next one, is you don't have to put up with shite. And I'm going to say that you don't have to put up with shite. Family, friends, government, you don't have to put up with anything that's going on around you if it doesn't feel right. If you believe you're worthy of something, then do something about it. Speak up. But remember, you must speak up from the heart. Speak up, speak up. You don't have to put up with so much and feel like you're shattered every day, or you want to hide yourself from away from people because it's just too much for you. Honestly, hand on heart, you do not have to put up with shite that is going on that is causing you too much chaos. And you know there's a professional out there for you. I was just trying to find the card. It's me. I'm here for you. Reach out. I can help you with this stuff, whatever it is. You don't have to put up with shite is the nicest one. And my last tip starts with G. You'll know what this one is. It's the standard. It comes up 99.9% of the time in my videos, and that is called gratitude. 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 Be thankful they spoke up. Be thankful they didn't speak up. Be thankful they stomped around the house. Be thankful they talked about it with someone else. Gratitude and appreciation is the one quick fixer to everything. I truly believe it just calms your farm. As my cousin would say, it just settles everything down. You can move forward or not once you know what gratitude truly is. Whatever it is, gratitude is always there for you. So, oh, Joy, you're a darling. You are amazing. If you want to know anything about Disney, Joy's the one. She knows all about Disney. She has given some get clear on you. Oh, she's typed my notes up. Oh, there you go. She's a darling. And, oh, she's even told me what a chimney is. A chimney is the actual brick or metal, whatever structure. The flue is actually the mechanism inside the chimney that stops or changes the flow of smoke. See, some people are genius in their areas, and that is one that is not my jam. Thank you, Joy, for doing that. I appreciate you. So, this is Debs Cooper, Global Stressologist, signing off. How to negotiate without losing yourself. If you like this, the next step is, there's actually 2 steps. One is reach out to me. Let me help you. Let me help you deal with whatever's going on in your world. And the next is to share this. The next step is to share this. Share this with people you care about. Share this with people you're negotiating about. Remember, seen, heard, and acknowledged. Gratitude for everything that's going on. This is Debs Cooper, Global Stressologist, signing off. Thank you very much for joining me. And thanks, Joy, for putting those tips in there. They're super, super, super helpful. Thank you, everybody. I will see you next week. Bye.